All right, everyone. Hey, it's Friday, so it's another edition of Q&A with Alan and Marshall, and we're here at the Graphics Pro Expo in Irving, Texas. So how are we doing today, Alan?
I'm doing great, man. We had a great night last night, dinner with lots of people. Looks like a lot of people at the show. So it's been awesome. I'm doing great this morning.
Yeah, and the show was great. Had a great turnout yesterday, and it's a little cold today here in Texas.
But, it's cold for Texas, but not for Michigan. It's 35 degrees. It was swimsuit weather for me, but yeah.
Oh, okay. So anyway, so we're live, and I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. Well, I know we're at a different time than usual, so we really appreciate that. So if you're watching right now, please say hello, say where you're watching from, and do us a huge favor and just share that you're watching it. That always really helps us out, and we appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Anyway, so we have somebody here with us today. Who is this guy?
I've never met him. No, we have Mark Granberry, the president and CEO of Graphic Solutions, and our sponsor.
That's great. How you doing today, Mark?
I'm doing fantastic.
Awesome. So what's going on today here at the show for you guys?
Well, we've got, you can't see it here, but a lot of exciting things. We've got M&R, Easyway, HP, Roland, Vanguard, Brother, Stalls, Caesar, kind of you name it. We've got everything here that somebody might want to either start or enhance their apparel decorating business.
Couple ZSK machines.
Yes.
Right.
So basically, man, if it's not here, you probably don't want it or don't need it, I would think.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can come to our booth and you really don't even need to go to another booth.
That's true.
And you're at booth number 500.
That's it.
500, 600,
yeah.
400, 300. So they have a lot of space, a lot of equipment here.
Right. So talk about GSG for a minute. You guys aren't just here in Dallas. You've got other locations around the country.
We do, altogether 9 locations, Dallas, Houston, Austin, Baton Rouge, Tulsa, Oklahoma City, Cincinnati, Milwaukee, and St. Paul, Minnesota.
That's fantastic. So if you're watching right now and you use GSG, just say hello and maybe give your rep a shout out.
Absolutely. They're all here.
Right. Are they?
A lot of them.
Yeah.
I know from Indiana.
Cool.
Of course, the Texas crew, Oklahoma.
Hey, we got some folks watching, so let's say hi to Gosta from Uppsala, Sweden.
Gosta is always, he's a regular listener out of Sweden. How you doing, Gosta?
That's right. James Ortolani's here from Kansas.
From Avion.
Yeah, Richard Greaves. Sound is perfect. And we need to get a shout out to Daniel here, who is doing such an awesome job with the tech. And, we're going to look really kind of crappy next week because he's not coming with us.
We'll go back to our normal self. Daniel, man, this has been great. Every time we're here, it's great working with him. He does. You guys got a good one, Mark.
Yeah.
Well, the technology works today, right?
It does.
We are so happy.
Yeah. It's amazing if you don't know what you're doing to get a pro.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Sarah's from Kansas watching also.
Hey, Sarah.
Thanks, Sarah. All right. Well, cool. So what do you say we roll the GSG commercial?
Absolutely.
And
give them a little overview.
Let me change the button here. Here we go.
I'm good.
All right, we're back. All right. So Mark, you have a guest?
We do. First, I'd like to welcome everybody to GPX.
Yes.
Not only our customers, but all the folks at GSG that really just do a fantastic job for their customers, and that's what we want to do, is be the irreplaceable supplier to the industry. But and in that vein, I want to welcome a new member to the team. We've kind of butchered his name a few times here so far, but Ivan Casio is a new member of the team. He's the director of national accounts on the apparel decorating side. Ivan has 33 years of experience in the industry, whether it's plastisol technology or textile printing equipment. And most recently, he's been involved in water base with Magna. So he's got a vast knowledge of the industry, and he'll be out working with our guys, and then also working with large national accounts. So
he sounds like he knows what he's doing.
we hope so.
That's great. That's great.
So Ivan, come on up. I'll turn this seat over to you.
Hey, thanks, Mark.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Mark.
you guys.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
And while we're doing the switch over, Eric Campbell's watching. Hey, thanks, Eric. Appreciate
Eric,
you,
how you
buddy.
doing?
And Sean's watching from Alpharetta, Georgia.
Sean?
So just saying, we would love GSG in the Atlanta area.
There you go.
So you guys need to move into Atlanta. One of our viewers wants you guys there.
I would keep an eye out. I'm sure they are growing so fast. You never know where they're going to pop up.
Yeah.
So,
How you doing today?
Doing well. How about you guys?
Good.
Doing excellent.
Yeah, good to see you.
Excellent.
I-
So tell us about your new position.
Well, yeah, I was. This is my second week with GSG, and I'm the director of national accounts for the screen segment. I'm really honored to be part of the GSG team. I've worked with them before as a vendor rep for Magna Colors, and got to know a lot of the persons that were working with customers that were converting to water base, and just really thought the knowledge of the complete GSG team as far as screen and outside of screen, the digital design was vast. So when the opportunity came up for this position, I was really honored to be asked to join the GSG team and looking forward to it.
That's great. And so this is like what, your second week or something?
Second week. So baby steps as far as learning the other products are concerned. I've been in the industry for quite a while.
Right.
You never stop learning. I know you guys.
Oh,
are familiar.
all the
You
time.
never
Absolutely.
stop learning. And with me being in the industry for over almost 3 decades, I learned a lot about screen printing and specifically inks and then machinery. But when you start looking at the technology that's being offered today with like DTG and hybrid DTG, and then you got flatbed and vinyl, it's just this new, open, infinite, vast knowledge that I'm just looking to absorb.
It almost feels
Yeah.
like we're starting over.
That's
You know,
exactly
It
a
is.
great
It's
Yeah.
like,
way of putting it.
what we just need to get your pencil and your piece of paper and start taking notes. And let's
That's where I'm
figure
at
things
right
out.
now.
Yep.
That's where I'm at right now. So I'm looking forward to learning from the multiple knowledgeable people that are already part of the GSG team to increase my knowledge and take it on a national level. So I'm really excited about that.
That's
Great.
awesome.
So name some things that you're really kind of focused on as taking over as national director of sales.
Yeah.
What do you think your biggest challenge is going to be?
Well, I think one of the things that the market's really been asking for is, how do I get involved more with water-based ink? I think that's the biggest challenge because there's been a lot of hype about it over the last maybe 4 or 5 years. A lot of the big box retailers that work for brands for like Nike and Adidas that already have these initiatives of water-based, they had a challenge of converting their mindset from plastisol to high solids water-based. So that's one challenge in itself. And then there's the person that has their small operation that wants to offer their customers something slightly different. In that case, one of the first things they can do is do discharge printing.
Yeah.
Whether it's discharge printing or high solids water based, it's still going to be a challenge because it's
Correct.
completely different. So what I would like to do is, for those customers that are interested in going down that path, along with the assistance of our sales rep team, is kind of open that door along that line. Now, with that being said, I also have vast plastisol experience, and there's a lot of customers that are working with plastisol right now that also need assistance on, how do I get my white softer? How do I keep minimizing waste of color sitting on the shelf?
Sure.
So if I can enter with the experience that I know now just on that, I think that would be an immediate win. But again, with that being said, there's so much more that GSG offers as product ranges are concerned that I also want to show customers how to diversify their business in order to gain new market share and opportunities they probably didn't realize they could attack.
Right. That's great.
Ivan, what do you think, like, on the conversion to water-based? I remember water-based back in the day, as you do, where it was pure water-based. It was not HSA. And we always were so much a plastisol-driven country in our industry. And when I went to Europe the first time, I told the people I was with, I'd go watch these people, big shops. They're slinging water-based around like we do plastisol with no fear at all. And
Correct.
I just go, we are missing something.
Yeah.
Why do you think that mindset is? What are we doing? Is it more of a mindset or more of, I see where people don't keep up for going to water-based. To me, the most important thing is the screen.
Correct.
And I'd love to know your opinion, your thoughts.
Screen guy, of course.
Well, of course, as a screen guy, I got to get that little plug in, but yeah.
But I think you nailed it. The two biggest obstacles for getting involved with water-based is, first, you have to accept that the mindset will be different. So I always use the analogy. You have an iPhone user, you have an Android user, right? They both do the same function, takes pictures, make emails, what have you. But if you give an iPhone user an Android and vice versa, it's going to create chaos. They're not going to like it right off the bat. So if you come in with the knowledge that I'm going to do it differently, that's your first obstacle.
Yep.
So once you decide you want to do it, you decide you want to take the steps of journeying into water-based, the second thing would be exactly that, working with providing a stencil that is not going to break down during your production run. Because you could have the best water-based ink in the world, and the minute you put it in the screen, you start doing 30 or 40 units, and the screen's breaking down on you decide to give up.
Right.
Yep.
And really, if you take those two aspects as, I want to make the decision, I want to try water-based, I'm willing to take the efforts to do that, start then with calibrating, working with your vendors. GSG has multiple vendors and multiple people that are experienced with doing this conversion process of just calibrating your emulsion so you have the right EOM, the right exposure time, and the right emulsion that not only will not break down during the production run, but is also going to be able to be easily reclaimed after the run.
Sure.
Once you get that done, you can test away all the water-based you want.
Right.
You know?
Yep.
Right.
And we have our water-based lines that are really good, high quality, very good opacity, that we'd be more than happy to demonstrate to our customers.
I have people, if you're thinking of going to water-based, as somebody that lives in that screen world and reclaim world, hardeners are not the answer. That is a Band-Aid, because it's just going to cause you problems on the back end and reclaiming. I get questions of how do I reclaim a screen with hardener on it?
You can't.
My answer is you don't.
Knife.
You can, but you shouldn't. It's a Band-Aid to a bigger problem.
Yes.
Right.
Wonderful.
Definitely.
So got some more folks watching. Peter Walsh from M&R says, good morning.
Peter?
Mike from California. Hey, Mike. How you doing, buddy? Scott Dawson from Florida.
Hey, Scott.
Hey, Scott. Hey, by the way, Scott, I tried to leave you a voicemail today, and your mailbox is full.
I think I told Scott that, too, when I was on the phone with him.
Oh, so you're the last message?
No, I told him his mailbox was full.
Okay. And Peter says, in the EU, screen printers are highly trained process experts. In the U.S., we treat apparel decorating as entry-level minimum wage process. We need to train, and get better.
Absolutely. I always think that your best people, we always put on press, and I think your best people should be in the screen room because it's called screen printing. That press, that dryer, that directed screen unit does not work without screens. Screens are equipment. They're not consumables.
You're totally right. And a lot of shops that I go to, sometimes the screen room person is like the punishment job.
It is.
So
it
like
shouldn't be.
You're late to work or you're messed up or whatever, we're going to make you reclaim screens.
Right.
So that's never a good thing.
Yep, absolutely.
It's not screen room jail.
Yep. We might have to have Ivan back on because this could be a whole online show.
Yeah.
I'd
talking
love
about
to.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Definitely.
Well, good.
Excellent. Well, any other questions?
I think it's
I
better.
don't know.
Perfect.
Let's hang out for a minute and see what they
Okay.
say. So Ron Goodwin says, good day. Thank you, Marshall Atkinson, for supporting the World Central Kitchen. Yeah. He's raising money for folks in Ukraine, and he's got his URL up here. I actually bought a shirt from his store last week and got it. It's a it's a real simple print, and I was happy to do it. And it came out great, Ron. Thank you so much for doing that. And I appreciate your effort to help people on the other side of the planet right now. So
Absolutely.
good job. And thank you for making it a good day. That's great. Right. And if you've got any questions or anything, we're going to have Mark come up here in a minute. So why don't you introduce Mark?
Yeah.
And,
So Mark,
and then, we'll go from there.
perfect. So Mark Sildonix is our application specialist, and he works in our lab. So I'll introduce him right over. And
All right.
thank you. Nice talking with you all.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay, and we'll talk soon.
All right.
All right. Good.
Where is Mark?
Mr. Saldonic. He was out socializing. He is a social butterfly.
He is. All right. Good morning, Mark.
Morning, guys.
How you doing, buddy?
How you doing, Mark?
Good.
So what's going on
With the show,
with the show, with you, with the videos,
everything.
You got back from
You're a
vacation.
busy guy.
Yeah, the videos are going fantastic. Our followers keep growing. Our content's getting better. We're doing a lot of
Yeah.
kind of mixed content now between embroidery and DTG and screen printing. The show's been going great so far. I was really busy yesterday. We have pretty much everything you want to see here in our booth.
Right. So let's talk about some of the videos you're doing. What's been the most fun, impactful video that you've made this year?
Any of the special effects videos,
Mhm.
unfortunately, with supply chain issues, getting those inks is difficult right now. Actually, a lot of the kind of the 101 tutorials, the how-to videos are really a lot of fun.
I like the recycling of ink, how to make an almost black, how to use some of that ink on your shelf during these times. I thought those were great videos you guys did.
Yeah, those were good ideas. We got great responses, a lot of questions, a lot of customer input that didn't know to do that.
Right.
And it's cost savings, it's time savings, and it eliminates a half a bucket of ink sitting on the shelf is money sitting on the shelf.
Yep.
Right. And this is how the fancy word is cost optimization.
Yep.
It's a little early. It's a little early to remember that.
Well, it's just helps you drive more profit, right?
It
so
does,
if you're
yeah.
using the supplies that you've already purchased,
Right.
right, and it's just not sitting there, you're reusing it. And of course, with some of the software, you can reuse some of the ink to make a different color. And a
Absolutely.
lot of people, I don't even think know that. Like you can take PMS 186 and let's say you use 1,000 grams of that, you can make PMS 202
Correct.
with just a couple more pigments.
Right.
And the good thing, like you said, with the mixing software, you can go through what you have and
Right.
see what you can make
Yeah.
out of it, especially if
Absolutely.
you're planning ahead for jobs that are coming up and you may need a fuchsia or a certain color. You can get something off the shelf and turn it into that.
Right.
And you're not
Mhm.
spending the money buying a pre-mixed color or bringing more product in.
Right. Cool. Hey, we got some more watchers here. So, by the way, my brother is watching. So thanks, Tim. Josh is watching from Oklahoma. How you doing?
Josh Wiley.
James says, I like Mark's Jeep videos too. Hurley says, good morning, guys, from Canada.
He's been doing some pretty interesting things with HD and
I was
silicone
watching that.
stacking.
Yeah,
I
he
like
has.
Really is. So
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah, and Ron says Mark is a special effects
Thanks, Ron.
master.
Yep.
Thanks, Ron. You guys have any questions for Mark? Throw them his way. I'm sure you would take a question, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Where do you think for people, Ivan was just talking about, shops trying out water-based,
Mhm.
right? So why do you think people are a little scared about doing that? Because you talk to a lot of shop owners.
I think people are scared because of, they say you need a really big gas oven to run water base. But with like fixing agents and different additives, you really don't need it. You may, your production time may be a little slower. You'll slow your belt speed down.
Mhm.
But, you've been to our lab at GSG.
Yep.
You saw our dryer, and we do water-based videos, discharge videos, and we run
It's
it through
just a
that
normal
dryer.
setup,
It's just your testing. Make sure
Yeah.
you test it.
right?
For your cure. Again, write that information down so
Right.
you know. And if you're going back to Plastisol, make sure you change the dryer settings.
Yeah.
But it can be done.
So one of the things that I sometimes recommend is you can go to any grocery store and you can pay, I don't know, probably $1 for one of those black and white composition notebooks.
Oh yeah,
Yep,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
And just keep that by your press.
Yep.
And as you're setting up or you're trying to learn something, write down how you set it up, your print order, squeegee selection, your screen tension, your squeegee angles, any of that stuff. Write it all down, and especially if you're doing water-based, maybe get a hygrometer so you can see what the humidity is in their shop.
Right.
Write everything down, and that way you're learning. How did we set that up last time? Now we know.
Daniel and I just did a video on the importance of drying your screens.
Yeah.
After they're coated, before they're washed out, especially with water-based. The emulsion has to be pure. You don't want soft stencil going onto the press because it's going to break down. All of our sales team, our inside sales, we're always available. If anybody needs, they want to get into it, they want to get started, we have all that information, for them.
Absolutely.
Oh, here's a great comment. Hurley says, Mark Sildonic, the man that taught me so much about specialty inks that I've never had the pleasure to meet him.
Well, he's in Canada, isn't he?
He is in Canada. I think
so.
Calgary.
Yeah.
Alberta or Calgary, if I'm right.
One of us will have to hop across the border eventually.
Yeah.
Or he can come down.
Yeah.
Either one.
So Ron Goodwin says, when people refer to tone on tone, is that usually soft tan clear or there's specific similar color inks mixed?
Oh, wow.
That's a good question, Ron.
This could turn into an hour-and-a-half episode with that.
We'll do it in 2 minutes.
Okay. With tone on tone, a lot of people will use, a clear to give it, like a red shirt to give it that darker red.
Yeah.
But you could use, like in Avion with the Infinite Effects, Fashion Soft base, Nova base. You can tint it with the color of like the garment you're doing.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's so many variables, and I've written articles and taught about the R&D and see what you have on the shelf, put it on press, try it. You don't know what you're going to come up with.
Yeah.
Yep.
But Nova Base and Fashion Soft, how it penetrates the garment, it gives you that really soft feel. And again, if say you're doing a red shirt and you tint it with like a little 10% of a maroon or a burgundy, run it through a high mesh, you're going to get that really nice tone on tone and a really soft feel.
Yeah, one of the things that I used to do was make what I called smoke ink.
Oh, yeah.
Which is you just get a 5-gallon bucket of all your assorted dark colors, purples, browns, whatever, mix it 50-50 with black, and then stir it up, and that becomes just a black you can use for sponsor logos and stuff. And then you can take curable reducer, and the more curable reducer in a separate bucket, put some of that in there, and that becomes this translucent, really great ink. It's fantastic for heathers because it shows that variation of. It really looks like it's great for a drop shadow.
And we kind of borrowed that idea, and we did a video on it. Like you said, one of the key things is you're doing like a 5K, and you have all those sponsors. When it's that small, the type, everything, you can't tell if it's 100% true black or not.
Right. Yeah. Right.
And Mark, on tone and tone, you can actually use things like sharp clear to give it a little bit more of a gloss look.
Oh, absolutely.
And I like that.
Yeah. So Hurley says he lives in Saskatchewan.
Our bad.
And Frank Good with SNS says, good morning. Hope you're having a great show.
Yep.
I like this time slot. I don't know about that. I think we're going to stick to our normal time slot. Cindy says, good freezing cold morning.
Yeah, it's
How you doing,
today.
Cindy?
And Ron says, nice, thank you. By the way, Cindy's watching on Facebook today instead of YouTube.
That's so unusual.
Huh.
I know. What's going on with that, Cindy?
Yeah. Cindy blamed me yesterday for bringing the cold weather with me from Michigan. I told her I had it in my carry-on.
Yeah, thanks.
She said, don't open it. Sorry, guys.
Cool. All right. So, Mark, what's next for you guys?
That's a big word.
Well, for the video series, what's the next thing that you and Daniel are going to
I
put
thought you
together?
meant for GSG. There's a lot of next.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Well, I'm sure. You can talk about that too.
A lot of, just like I touched on before, combining the screen and DTG and heat transfer material and screen. We have some videos that are coming out with, doing team uniforms.
Oh, good.
Like soccer jerseys, football jerseys, going into baseball season and, doing logos and numbers like, on hoodies and sweatpants. Just kind of a combination of things that a lot of people do, but a lot of people really don't know how to do them or do them efficiently.
Right. Okay,
Yep,
that's
absolutely.
cool. I like that idea.
All right,
Right.
great. Always stuff going on. So looking forward to it.
No,
By
it's
the-
never a dull moment.
Yeah. So Cindy says, I'm in her other office.
Got it.
And Hurley says it woke up to negative 41 Celsius this morning. Okay, that sounds cold.
Yeah, I don't,
Even in Fahrenheit, that's going
Fahrenheit
to
or
be
not,
cold.
that's cold.
It's still cold.
It's
Even from
double
Michigan,
digit.
it's cold. Hurley, if you look on his website, he has a preprint brand of all things for ice fishing, and it's incredible that he does a lot of.
Really?
That's one of his niche markets up
That's
there, and he's
fantastic.
incredible on an ice fishing one. I was looking at it.
That's like Michigan sport.
Yeah, but I think it's a longer season up there than
I don't-
Michigan.
I don't do much ice fishing in Arizona.
The ice doesn't get strong enough for you to do it.
Pulling the fish out of the
It's always
freezer.
in just
Yeah.
the ice in my bourbon, man.
Those are called fish sticks when you're ice fishing in Arizona. So, all right.
All right, cool.
Well, man, we have more guests coming. We have a great lineup today.
Yeah, we have Liz coming up next. So
Miss Liz Beavers,
All right, here she
it's
comes.
time for
The em-
embroidery. Thanks,
the embroidery
Thanks, Mark.
queen.
Absolutely.
All right.
Man, this is going great. I am loving doing this with the technology. This is so incredible.
We need to invest, I think.
We do. When we were setting up, GSG and Danielle have all new equipment, and Marshall and I were having a technology lusting
Yeah,
over
we're
it.
like,
So we've
wow,
gotten all
look
the
at this.
stuff.
We're spoiled.
We are.
Hey, Liz. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm doing
Nice to
great.
see you.
Good.
Good to be here.
Always
Yeah.
good to have you.
Enjoy it.
So,
all
what's new in the embroidery world?
New in the embroidery world, ZSK has come out with a new machine. It is the ZSK 12 head. And this 12 head machine is going to be available this summer. We're actually going to have it with all hopes at the ISS Fort Worth show in October.
Oh, awesome.
I'll be back for that.
Yeah.
Great.
I love that.
Yeah.
So some of the new technology that ZSK is coming out with, we're focusing a lot right now on high-end production. It seems like a lot of online stores are opening up, and they're needing a quick way to go from flats to caps, get these one-offs going quickly. So ZSK has developed the quick change system.
Mhm.
We literally can go from a flat tubular product to a hat in less than 2 minutes.
Wow.
Wow, that's
The new
huge.
fast color change motor on the Sprint 8 has now also been incorporated in some of the multi-heads as well. So this
Great.
is really a game changer for production, output, and to get things done quick and fast.
So, how does it work to change over? It's like a little lever thing. It just pops right off, or
Yeah, it's two levers. They just unwind, lift up, pull out, you're done. No tools, nothing is needed. You
right?
just
So,
manually just
no
do that.
little
I
tool that
love,
you're going to
I
lose.
love no tools.
Yeah, yeah, and
No
that's
looking
always the
for
biggest
anything.
thing.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. And
So-
that's brand new.
That's been out. It's been available for you to buy as an option, but now we have it included with the Sprint 8. So it comes standard with the ZSK Sprint 8. We can include that with the Sprint 6, 7s, and the other machines that are available.
If you had an older ZSK machine, could you retrofit that, or you have to upgrade?
No, absolutely. You can actually update any Sprint, any ZSK machine to this quick change system.
Oh,
Wow,
I
that's
like that.
great.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
I like
Yeah.
that. I like that.
Good. And you have a Sprint 8 here at the show too, correct?
Yes, I have a Sprint 8 and a Sprint 7.
Nice.
Yes. They're here, they're live. We're actually using the new CR Metallic by Madeira.
Oh, all right.
On both of those machines, people can see live metallic thread stitching at 900 to 1,000 stitches a minute, no thread breaks, very smooth.
With metallic, that's crazy.
It's a CR Metallic by Madeira. It's brand new.
So- That's great.
And we have tons of colors available, but I just want people to see live that you don't have to change your needle, change your design,
Mhm.
nothing. Just it's like 40 weight thread.
Awesome. So
Perfect.
we have a question from Josh for you. So are the new ZSK holding the quality of faster speeds outside of the normal production of 850?
Okay, one more time. I didn't hear.
Are the
whole-
new ZSK holding the quality at faster speeds outside of the normal production of 850?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. The quality even past 850 is wonderful. We're doing a hat. We're running it live at 900 stitches a minute with metallic thread and 3D foam.
Wow.
Wow.
And the quality is phenomenal.
Yeah.
So if you were just doing a normal flat left chest, that's over 1,000. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. We're actually running 1,000 stitches a minute on some aprons on our Sprint 7, and we're cranking it up to show customers the quality is still spot on. It's right there, even at the higher speeds. ZSK has maintained the machines at the high speeds, wonderful quality on hats and flats.
That's
Man.
great.
Liz, you're doing a class here at GPX today, correct?
I am. Class is going to be at 11 here at GPX. It's called Embroidery Basics. And I'm going to be covering everything from the correct stabilizers to use for certain products, needles, backings,
Yep.
how to make the best out of your embroidery. And I think it's a very good class for people that are looking to get into embroidery, those that have been in embroidery. They're going to pick up some tips on how to improve what they're already doing. If you can't make it to the class at 11 today, if you go to our website at gogsg.com, we have a full schedule of all of our classes that we're going to be offering this year.
Yep.
One of the new ones, and it's a highly requested one, has been Digitizing 101. And
Perfect.
we are going to be offering that in October in our Dallas
That's
facility.
exciting.
Be great. I love the class you're doing here. Anytime for any industry of just basic fundamentals, you cannot go wrong with having refreshers and just knocking down all the fundamentals, whether it be screen, whether it be embroidery.
Right.
So that's perfect.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Also, a lot of times the owners go to classes, and I'm a big proponent that you should be sending your staff.
Yep.
Right. And a lot of times it's just the owners are the only people that come to trade shows. And I think sometimes it's really good to gather up your folks and get them into some classes. And that way they can learn more, even if they already know what's going on. Maybe they can pick up a tip or two and bring that back to the shop.
Oh, I totally agree with that statement. And the classes here at GPX are phenomenal. Great educators, tons of classes to choose from. So I would take full advantage of sending my employees, if I had those, to these classes to bring back some more quality.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So Cindy's got a couple things for you, Liz. So first off, she says hi, Cindy King.
Oh, Cindy, hi, how are you?
And she's now watching on YouTube, which is her normal way.
Which means she switched offices.
Yeah, and then she has a question. So for Digitizing 101, is there a book you will be following?
What we're going to do is we're asking that you bring your laptop with your Wilcom software. We're going to be giving you the file that the instructor is going to be using to digitize. You will have a booklet giving step-by-step information as to what we're doing in class. You can make notes, but I really like the hands-on. You're actually going to be watching on a screen a pro digitizing a design, and you're going to sit there, have the exact same file, and you're going to digitize along with it.
So she's following along, and you're going to learn. And if you get stuck, they're just right there.
That's correct.
And
great.
3 days later going, wait, what did you say? You have the syllabus and the instructions right there in the class. That's great.
That's great. Yep, absolutely.
And
That's
when
gonna be
is that?
available.
When is that?
I believe it's October 4th.
Okay.
It's going to be the first week of October in our Dallas facility.
And look, because I know they're having for all the segments of decorating classes all over the country. So take a look at that, everybody.
Right.
Education is so key. So that's awesome.
So what are you most excited about, Liz, for embroidery these days?
Every time I come here to the show, seeing all the new things that are available to help apparel decorators is just crazy. I just love it. I think what I'm most excited about is the technologies that ZSK is coming out with to help increase productivity. Some of the things that I'm seeing 20 years ago, I never would have even imagined. And it just seems like every year there's a milestone that is happening in the embroidery industry that just takes me away.
Right.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, they're always think Tajima or Barradin, right, is the embroidery machines to have, and those are always great quality machines. But ZSK doesn't get talked enough about, don't you think?
Yeah, ZSK, Of course, I'm one of the biggest cheerleaders, but I just love this machine. But yeah, the word is getting out. More and more
Yep.
people are hearing ZSK. They're coming in. They know this is the machine that they want. All the quality is there. They're hearing about it. Where 10 years ago you would have never really heard the name ZSK.
Yep.
But now you are hearing it in all the circles and Facebook pages and things like that.
Yeah, the ZSK, this is not an entry-level embroidery machine. This is high-end production, long needle strokes, so you can do everything on them. So well-engineered piece of machinery.
Absolutely.
So Cindy says, will this be at the Impressions Fort Worth?
Yes.
She's talking about the class, I think.
The classes.
So Fort Worth, I think, is September, isn't it?
I think that is. I think you're right. I think
Right.
it's around
So I think
September.
so. Fort Worth is before your class, if that's going to be in October.
That is correct.
Right.
That is correct. The show in Fort Worth is before our Digitizing 101 class. But that 101 class, I'm almost certain it's October 4th.
Yep.
Okay.
And that's going to be at Dallas headquarters, correct?
That is correct.
Yep.
And we're
So it's a
actually,
separate class.
the educator is actually from Wilcom.
Wonderful.
That's going to be coming in. Several of us will be in the back of the class watching you as you're working on your laptops. If we see that you're struggling a little bit, we're just going to come up, help you, and get you back in the groove with the educator.
That's fantastic.
Perfect.
That's fantastic. So, Liz, thank you so much for being on today.
Hey, I appreciate it very, very much. And anybody who's here at GPX, come see us at 11 o'clock in
Absolutely.
Embroidery 101.
Right,
That'll be
cool.
great.
And
Wonderful.
next
Thank
up,
you.
we got Ricky V.
Ricky V.
There he is.
There he
way
is.
over there. Thanks, Liz.
Thank you.
And Liz has been putting out some incredible videos on embroidery also, too,
Yes,
on
yes.
there. So,
Hey, good morning.
I've just
Good
seen
morning.
GSG. If you guys haven't checked, they are stepping up their education, their videos. So check them out, no matter what segment of decorating you're in. So
All right. How you doing, man?
Pretty good today. Thanks for having us on the show.
no problem. Introduce yourself and your full names, because we're just calling you Ricky V.
Yeah, because we
No
can't pronounce
worries.
your name.
So Rick Viziello,
Uh-huh.
Business Development Manager at Brother. Happy to be at the show today.
Right, right. And you guys have a brand new piece of equipment.
Let's
Talk about it.
That is correct. The GTX 600.
Rick, can you move a little bit closer to the microphone?
Absolutely.
No problem. Cool.
The GTX 600. We just launched it 4 weeks ago. Capable of 57 units per hour. One operator can manage up to 3 printers. So essentially, you can achieve up to 170 units
That's
with
awesome.
just one employee.
Mhm.
And we're talking about a lot of more automated benefits with this machine as well. It has a built-in humidifier to control the inside of the printer.
That's big.
It is Brother's first printer with the built-in humidifier.
Yeah.
So we're very excited about that. And just, understanding some of the challenges our customers had is one of the reasons why we created this printer, to have that built-in humidifier.
Mhm.
So talk about the reason why that's necessary, because I don't think a lot of people really get that,
Right.
especially with DTG printing.
Great question. So 80% of the time, our customers have a challenge with the controlling the environment. And these printers, it's water-based ink. So these printers need humidity.
Yep.
And unfortunately, majority of the time, the printers aren't in the ideal humidity environment. So with this built-in humidifier, we've resolved that issue. And that humidification will only work when it needs to. So if you happen to be in an environment that has great humidity, it will only turn on as needed. And you can actually schedule it too. If you know your working hours are 9 to 5, you could essentially turn the humidification on at 8 a.m. in the morning till 6 p.m. to ensure that the proper humidification is there while your employees are working.
And is it using regular water or distilled water?
So it is distilled water, and you can actually do one of two ways. You can connect via a water container provided by Brother, or
Mhm.
through a direct water line with an ionizer. So it really
Oh,
depends
oh,
on
wonderful.
what
Good.
you'd like to. Therefore, you can avoid having to refill the container with distilled
Right.
water.
I think what's really important here, and the reason why that's cool, is because, like anything, we want to control our variables. Because we can control our variables, we can control the print.
Exactly.
So, Rick, can that humidity build up in there? Is there a way to evacuate? stuff too?
So yeah, the humidification is only going to work when it needs to. So
Okay.
yeah, you won't have any issues with it backing up. This printer can be placed in a warehouse type setting,
Okay.
so it doesn't need to be in a controlled environment. And there's a few other automated benefits that I'd like to talk about as
Go ahead.
well, which includes our misting extraction system.
Awesome.
It consists of 6 fans, 3 on each side of the platen, that is essentially extracting any airborne particles, any overspray, essentially keeping the inside of the printer clean so that your operator could focus more on printing and less on maintenance. So with this printer now, you literally have to clean the caps and the nozzle guards every 3 weeks.
Yep.
Or 7,500 prints,
Okay.
whichever comes
So
first.
that you don't have to do the daily DTG maintenance.
Exactly.
That's
That's
such
awesome. That's big.
Exactly.
That's great. That's
Yeah.
great. And the other thing I was noticing yesterday, your buddy Hawkeye was giving us a tour, right? And the print reservoir containers are gigantic. It's none of the smaller little things. These things are massive. So talk about that.
Yes, so that is called our bulk ink system.
Mhm.
We're starting at 14 cents a cc with the GTX 600. You can purchase 18-liter containers, white CMYK. And with that bulk ink system, you also have a total white ink circulation. So the white ink is circulating in the white ink tanks, the sub tanks, the lines, and the print heads themselves to ensure that white ink is always in optimal state and ready to go for printing.
And that's important if people don't know. So a lot of times, especially when white ink and direct to government first came out, that white would settle in the lines. If it wasn't circulated or clean, that pigment would settle there, and that's where you got your clogging. So this, again, is just, one, it keeps less maintenance, a daily maintenance, but 2, just keeps you printing shirts and making money.
Exactly.
And I think some of the folks that tried DTG years ago and their print heads got clogged, and then instantly that's a really expensive paperweight.
Yeah.
And they got really frustrated and they said DTG doesn't work, right? Those days are gone with stuff like this because it takes care of itself.
Yep.
And even to take it a step further, the print heads on the GTX 600 include an internal cooling fan to prevent any overheating and to maximize the overall productivity of these printers.
Wonderful.
And that's how you're going to be able to achieve that up to 57 unit per hour number. And even combined now,
And that's full size image, right?
that is an 11 by 11 size image. Correct.
Perfect.
Great. What's the maximum print size?
On this printer is 24 by 24.
Oh, wow.
Which
big.
is also another differentiator from all the other printers out there, and that it's basically a jumbo size platen that is an optional add-on for the GTX 600.
For the standard platen, what's the max size?
So your adult platen does come standard, and you're looking at a 14 by 16.
Okay, that's good size.
Exactly.
Great. Got some. So Peter says, "Hey guys from Pete and Val, Port Huron, Michigan."
All right, Port Huron.
Says hello. So you're showing this the first time. This is the first show that you've ever seen it. Where will you be having this at other trade shows this year?
Yes, we'll be having it at about 6 trade shows throughout the 2022 calendar year. The next show will be at ISS Atlantic City.
Great.
Wonderful.
I'll be there.
Marshall
So
and
we're
I will
looking
be there.
forward to it.
Yeah. We'll be doing this show from there, from a classroom, but with less awesome tech.
Daniel, you're coming out to Atlantic City with us, please.
So,
anything else on the machine? Go ahead.
Yeah, I would like to point out that combined with our digital line all-in-one pre-treat solution, with just 2 employees, you're able to pre-treat, cure, heat press, and print up to 170 units an hour, with just 2 operators in an 8-hour shift. That's, again, 170 units per hour, with just 2 operators.
that's good.
I like
So
the
good.
video that you guys have there, the inline of how that works. It's very informative. So, yeah, if you're coming down to GPX, make sure you check that out. This is exciting stuff, new, always cutting edge stuff in DTG. So,
Yeah, again, please stop by at the show. My name is Rick, and there's a plethora of different solutions we could discuss. Look forward to it. Thanks again.
Awesome.
no
Cheers,
problem.
Ricky.
Thanks
you.
a lot,
Great.
Rick. So, yeah,
All
Rick's
right.
there, Hawkeye's there. So, stop by and see them all.
So next up, we got Mike Renner with Roland. Here he comes.
Here he is.
And
again, new equipment, man. This is the place
this
where all
is,
the showings of new stuff is
equipment
here.
debut city here.
And we didn't even talk about
Good morning.
Good morning,
sir.
How you doing?
I'm doing
How you
awesome.
doing,
Fun
Mike?
to meet
Good
you
to
guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, thanks for doing that.
So talk about what you guys are showing here today. You got some new equipment that just came out.
Yes, very excited to be here. And it just so happens when we do release products, it just happens to be the same time as this show. So as far as you couldn't get better time than that. It's
Right.
amazing.
Absolutely.
So yeah, we brought the VG3 here from Roland. It is brand new equipment. It is state of the art. I mean, compared to what we've had in the past, this is almost game changing in a sense, right? We're very excited for this product. The new features on it. I can ramble on and on about all these new features.
Ramble, do it.
Ramble, you ready? That's what we're excited about.
Mike, can you put your headphones on?
Oh, sure.
Thanks.
There we
Sorry
go.
about that. Yep.
That's all right.
You're fine.
I'm usually loud, so
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
So, from the beginning and starting with some of the brand new features, one of the biggest features we've seen that we've come out with is an expanded color gamut, right? Yeah. And it's amazing being in this industry for so long and just seeing color just over time getting bigger, bigger, right? And that's probably the most exciting thing to me is the color gamut. It's the same ink combination we've had with our TR2 inks. We've just been able to add a couple other colors to already orange and green.
Mm-hmm.
So being able to get those graphics that really pop and amaze, that's what we see.
So you've got 8 colors.
Mm-hmm.
So I was joking with Alan that we should call it the Octochrome. It's an Octochrome printer.
So
I like it.
we have now just created the industry standard Octochrome, for flat stock
I
printing.
like it. Just give our marketing department a call. They'll be excited.
That's all right.
We're going to want some sort of commission on this.
Yeah, exactly. Our patent attorneys will be right with you.
Consider
But we like it, Octochrome. And I love the green and orange on there, like you said. It just makes those colors pop.
Yeah.
And for it, just expand your color gamut.
Sure.
They got a light magenta and a light cyan also. And that way you can get the really light baby blue, right? You can get a good lavender probably out of that. Right?
And the addition of orange and green, and now with the light cyan, light magenta, and that's pretty much what's new about the color gamut. You're going to get the smoother transitions, whether it's, you're looking for pop, you're looking for speed, you're looking for just outstanding quality. The light cyan, light magenta, orange and green combination is going to give you everything you need.
So if somebody's watching right now, they're not really sure what type of printer this is, but fill them in on how people can use this, what products they can make and sell. What are they doing with this printer?
Sure. Well, that's one of the benefits of, especially having a print cut device is, we talk to customers all day long.
Closer to the mic.
I'm sorry. We talk to customers all day long, and everybody comes up and says, "Hey, I want to do this. Hey, I want to just do this," or "Hey, I want to do this." The great thing about it, the most amazing thing about it, is you could do all of that. I mean, it's HTV applications, and if you look at the amount of heat transfers out there, I mean, it's unbelievable how many are out there. So, like screen printers and sign shops. You just have the flexibility to do almost any applications because, not just the HTV, you're looking at vinyl graphics, you're looking at print cut stickers, you're looking at labels, you're looking at banners, you're looking at artist canvas.
Floor graphics.
Absolutely. I mean, that's exactly what you just hit at, right? I mean, it's amazing how many times I come to trade shows and somebody else has another interesting application I might not even heard.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I love seeing. So,
and it has 3 different sizes for media, right? I mean, there's 3 different types of machines for the width of the media.
This one, 2 type.
Two
Is it
types? 2
54 inch?
Oh,
I'm sorry, yeah. So we also have our SG3 model, which releases. That's going to be released as well, which is similar to the VG3, based on our SG2 platform.
For the smaller format.
Yes. So
Wonderful.
on the SG3, it's going to be 30 and 54 inch.
Got it.
And kind of like you said, on the VG3 series, it's going to be 54 and 64 inch.
Right.
Awesome.
And for the new VG3, that's not out until June, right? You're just showing it now?
So we released the product. We released it on March 1st to the industry. As far as bringing the equipment in and getting them to America to start distributing, we're probably looking at May 31st in June. So correct. Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
But again, some of the features I just wanted to mention that I kind of stopped after is we've streamlined a lot of the calibrations, a lot of adjustments that in the past you would do normally. So one of the most exciting features besides the ink configuration is the Vilt. It's the ability to print all your color calibrations, all your alignments automatically.
Oh,
yes.
good.
So being an end user and, trying to print and look at the calibrations, okay, I got to adjust it here and check it, adjust it here and check it. It actually adjusts itself for you. So pretty much start the test prints, walk away, and you're ready to go.
That's amazing. So the brother does it by itself, and now the Roland does it by itself. Sooner or later, we're just not going to be needed to do anything.
Yeah, we never want to say it's push play, but it's getting close to that.
Right.
Well, there's also some other features on there.
Yes, sir.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, just some little things, but they're big. Touch screen on it, larger print rollers, so better media stability. That's all big.
Oh, absolutely. And, the touchscreen is one of my favorite parts of this.
Right.
This is something we've been asking for and wanting for so long.
Right.
Uh-huh.
And now having that and just all the functionality in there within the menus for the calibrations, adjustments, it's fantastic.
Right. So let's say you haven't used one of these printers before, why is the touchscreen a nicer thing than normal?
So in the past where you would just scroll through a menu, you'd be pushing buttons. You'd have to find this menu, this menu, this menu. With the touchscreen, you have the ability to have all just the functionality, all the different functions there.
Mhm.
So it's just, you see it, you press it.
So it's just easier to use.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right.
Great.
Well, man, I know we're winding down because we're a little bit more of a time crunch here. We were just told, they just flashed, we have about 3.5 minutes.
Oh, do we?
So is that about it? So on there.
Well, great. Well, thank you so much.
Hey, I really appreciate you guys
Thanks a
having
lot.
me. I
And-
hope to see you guys again.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you.
And man, Roland is something I've seen. I love the expanding of markets because someone like me, I live in the screen world, but very few screen shops don't have something. And usually it's Roland on there. So your current customers, if you're looking to expand the market, you might want to look at this because your current customers are getting stuff like that already.
Yeah. Josh Wiley says, excited about the new Roland. Mine is getting tired.
Oh.
And Josh is coming down from Oklahoma tomorrow. I
Excellent.
think.
See
So
Mike?
Josh, you could come see Mike.
I'll
and
be here.
you guys will sell one, right?
Absolutely.
Yep. But they won't be available to
Won't
June.
be available. We'll be happy to sell them.
Absolutely. Good.
All day long.
Awesome.
Wonderful.
Awesome. So let's wrap up here.
Sounds good.
So thank you, buddy.
Thanks
Appreciate
again,
you.
guys.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys.
Nice meeting you. Appreciate your time.
Oh, man, thanks for coming
Thank
on. So, yeah, man, this has been a good show. Now, GSG has a lot of things going on. We talked about a class. They have one more that they're sponsoring. It's a how to choose the right DTG printer.
Right.
And that is going to be done by Epson, by
Morgan
Lynn
Right.
from Epson. So make sure. Education is so important at these shows. Take advantage of it.
And that's today at 4:00.
Yep.
So if you're coming out and you want to learn all about DTG, make sure you come and take that class at 4:00.
Absolutely. So,
Awesome.
man, the only other thing I want to say thank you again to GSG. I know she will never come on camera, but behind the scenes is Beth Wolf, charge of marketing, who is always great on this. And Beth, I actually got to meet Mrs. Granberry last night. I know you were out with her, and she came up to me, wanted to meet me. She goes, "I want to be on the show," and I go, "You can be on the show if you want." She goes, "Mark said no." I go, I can't overrule that. So, but man, what a sweetheart. So everybody here, thank you very much. And we're so glad to be partners with you on this.
Yeah. And if you're watching right now, thank you so much for your time today.
Yep.
And we really appreciate you. Keep those comments coming. And we'll see you guys next week at our normal time slot.
Yep.
And then the following, is it the 20, when are we in Atlantic City? The 20,
Not next week, in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. We'll be in Atlantic City and we'll be live in a classroom from there. So
Next week, we have the silicone guru, Dan
That's right,
Solomon,
Dan
with us
Talking
as a
about
guest.
all about silicone.
So it'll be great.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys.
Yep.
And we'll see you next week.
Have a great day.
Thanks.